Hey guys, so today I wanted to chat a little bit about height when it comes to a built rig. I know a lot of people out there are probably not height challenged. However, I am 5'1" and 0.11, so almost 5'2", but I'll take 5'1" just for reference. A lot of people say, how do you reach or how do you function with a lifted truck? The Alu-Cab itself sits on the bed and everything else is above the cab line or the cab roof line, which makes it a little challenging for people who are tough. So today I wanted to kind of go through and show how my 5'1" self is able to handle most of the in and outs, the setup and everything for a vehicle that is obviously taller than I am. So hopefully this will help you guys as tips and tricks for when you're out on your own, and maybe it will come up with other things, or you could share how you do things below and I can take those for consideration as well. So let's get started. When it comes to the windows on the unit, the nice part about the Alu-Cab is this is actually your bed height. I am on King 2.0s with Old Man Emu heavy springs. I am weighted down, so I will be upgrading springs soon, so that will probably change the the height of the back of the truck. But as far as the windows go, opening and closing the windows, they do extend a little higher, but 5'1", my reach is still there. I probably have enough to still wrap my fingers around the top and close. So that works. Alright, so the awning itself has always been a challenge. I try to find as level of a spot as I could to kind of help the comparison as for height, because sometimes if you're parked up against a slope, you are at an advantage because you are higher. So I try to level it out as best as possible. We always put our zippers on the back. I am tippy-toeing at this point, but it's a small tippy-toe to get it to open. So this is where my height becomes a challenge. The bag itself, when you are opening your awning, you do want the bag up and over the awning before you open because you don't want it to grab onto your awning as you're doing it. So what I do is I open the back door and step on my sliders. So there are 3 straps up in the top. And this is where height becomes an advantage. Okay. You want to clear this guy, the bag here as well. So I could obviously reach the straps and everything from here. You can grab onto the awning itself while you open, but when we get to the back, it's also being able to reach the hook on the other side. So we'll go around. So this is kind of funny. I actually had to reset my tripod for this angle too, because apparently my tripod is also height challenged. So I'm aiming up now. Okay, so coming back over, again, this guy needs to go up into the hook. However, the nice part is because I'm shorter, I go from bottom up and then giving it a tight. So height-wise, not too bad. Still within my reach. I'm standing toes down and my fingers are just at that point. So again, height-wise, 5'1", can reach. So one of the other things that the awning has is a little leg that helps support the canvas to tighten it up. But again, 5'1", being able to put this guy up is a little challenging. I obviously cannot get the whole thing to go. So This is when I resort to my Zargus box to be able to reach higher things. Honestly, this is funny. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to pull out my longboard, which maybe gives me 3 inches of height and potential to slide out and kill myself, but 3 inches of height. What I'm going to do is try my longboard, which I believe is potentially about 3 inches of height. You got a little bit of a lift. Everyone says they want to be a little taller, right? All right, so I don't kill myself. 3 inches of height, I already feel a little higher. And, oh, all right, so maybe my longboard might be what I need to open up my awning. That's kind of funny. So that in itself is kind of a look at being 5'1" and being able to operate something that is without a little above my reach. And I guess all I need is 3 inches. So if you're 5'4", that's probably your ideal height. Okay, we are going to go and look at the shower awning now. So the Alu-Cab shower cube. The shower cube is on the other side of the awning. It's usually mounted opposite of the shadow on. However, and it's also at the same height, which is kind of interesting. But the interesting part is I could actually reach this one and handle this one without any assistance or any height assistance. Again, it's relatively easy as far as the bag goes. When you open it, you do have a strap. The strap is manageable. It's within finger reach, and I'm not tippy-toeing. So your first arm swings out. At this point, the awning does come down. First arm swings out, locks into place. Second arm swings out, locks into place. Everything else is done low to the ground, which is your stakes to keep it in place so it's not blowing around. Easy entrance. You have 2 side zippers that can be disconnected completely, or you can leave it and step in. Once you are inside, the interesting thing is there's a flap in the window that allows you to keep your window down in case you had to reach in and out for where your bags are. So this is the little window here. So the shower cube does have a cover on top. I know it was a newly added accessory, so some of the older cubes don't have them, but it's kind of nice if you needed extra privacy on top. I am tippy-toeing, but that is your top covered, so no one can peek at what you're doing up there. So 5'1", can reach. All right, now putting away the unit, like I said, it's something that I don't need assistance for. So on the inside of the arm, lift, this guy closes. Same on the other side, lift. So the left arm goes in first. The right arm follows. Just make sure you don't snag your cover. This is the little band where the rubber band goes around. And of course this part's the easiest because it's lowest to the ground. Just give it a tight little roll. Make sure you get all your straps in order. Honestly, you don't have to make it deadly tight because it's not going to affect it. I like to keep the door open just a little bit as I start getting close, and I tuck the fabric in, or the sticks on the bottom in, and the whole thing just kind of pushes into place. And then, all right, I lie. I have to find the rubber band. Oh, it's actually just right here. So, just to make it easy, rubber band out, in, and that is your shower cube put away. Boom, done, shower cube. So the shower cube, of all accessories, being high as it is actually easy for me, 5'1", and no height restriction challenges. So again, I don't know why, it's the same exact height as the Shadow On, but Shadow On I kind of have to, when I put it away, you'll see, that's where it gets a little rough. I'm going to do the takedown of the Shadow On. So again, I could potentially use my 3-foot assist longboard, or, well, let's just say I'm going to use it. 3 inches, that's all I need. Okay, so I don't need it in the back. So it's quite manageable as far as how the canvas just goes into their own little folds. Now this is the fun part. This is where I do need the Zargus box. Oh, I know I've said time and time again, I am a huge advocate of this little damp rid guy. And I just put a new one in almost a month ago. It's been very humid here locally, and holy heck, I just moved it. And I've got gel in here, so that moisture, it's getting it. So the good old Zargus box is a must because I can't reach. This is probably a cheat because it adds more than a foot to my height. All of a sudden, the world is easier up here. And those of you who are tall, you know it. That's why this job is also Brandon's job. All right. So I get the awning arms to clear the bag. And you just start rolling from the bottom. Again, you don't have to be super tight. However, in this case, if you don't want your bag looking all weird and bulgy, it's best just to give it a little extra tightness in the beginning. That way you're not forcing it in later. So I am going to grab the third strap first. Oh, and don't push in all the way because you might get your straps stuck. So, 1 of 3. Move my box over. So this one I Velcroed from the top, or I released it from the top, so I'm going to go in from the top. But luckily the Velcro can go either way. I guess it's preference or reach. Alright, so now that it's closed, we can snug him in. The bag is very snug. I'm going to use my 3-inch lift here. The bag is very snug to the actual awning box, so you just want to make sure you get the corners cleared. And then from the front, it's nice to be tall. Might be a little tight. This is where the bulk of the material is in this front portion. But once you clear that, it's a walk in the park. if you can reach. Boom. So that's the canvas, or that's the shadow on put away. Canvas rolls right up, 3 Velcro straps, get the bag cover over, zipper, and you're good. So 5'1", the advantages of being tall are highly recommended for this product. But it's not just for Alu-Cab, it's for any camper really, and any person with a lifted truck. Now granted, this is just a mid-size Tacoma. And then also too, I wanted to do a real quick thing about the height challenge for the tent. I know I went through it in another video, but small people can definitely still do it. I think, like I said before, it's more of a physical strength thing when it comes to opening and closing the tent. But height does not matter for this one. So I'm going to pop the tent open. Overhead press. Right about, I would say it's going to take off at this point. So it's basically a straight arm up. And there you go. Okay, so for the takedown, it's going to be the same thing. It's strength-based, I guess. Not so much height, because this strap, it's actually more strength-based now. Because this strap is all the way down here, which means I could be almost on the ground. However, you don't have a whole lot of strength to pull when you're already on the ground. So your body weight is going to do the drop for you, or at least it does for me. Keep your Alu-Cab strap inside the rubber band and then give her down. Usually right about this point, I kind of slow down before letting the struts take over. I'll put everything in and then you're done. Watch your fingers. Boom. So you are done. So that's just kind of my quick video. Holy heck, it's humid out here. My quick video on how someone as short as me, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just wanted to show how I overcome the height challenges. And I could still do all of it by myself, but it's great to have a fiance that's 6'6", because all of that is practically eye level for him. So you could be 6'6" or 5'1", and you could still operate camper accessories for anything you're doing. Hope that helps. Leave some comments and questions below if you have any, and I can do more videos on the details or walkarounds. Thank you again. Have a great day. I've always wanted 3 more inches, right? Oh! And it works. Now imagine if this whole thing was 6 inches higher. I'm gonna need more than the skateboard for sure. I'll probably need the Zargus box the whole time.